After the times of pandemic, we are facing the war in Ukraine, high inflation, high energy and construction costs. The list of challenges is actually expanding, and it affects both the business and the consumer behavior. What does it mean for Reckitt and its brands? What's the outlook for Poland? Today, my guest is NIKOS TSAKALAKIS, General Manager Poland, Eastern Europe, Baltics and Ukraine at Reckitt. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to have you here. I know that you were traveling all around the world, so before we will start talking about our proper topic of the discussion, I would like to know your background and why you actually decided to come to Poland.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here. So I'm in Poland the last 1.5 years. Mm-hmm. I'm here with my family and my 3 kids. We love to be here. Poland and especially Warsaw is a very nice city to live. People are very warm-hearted, very direct, and they're always willing to help you. And this is things that I also share. I also find Warsaw a very nice city to live with very good quality of life. And I really love the run paths and the bike paths. So before Poland, I have been in many different countries. I'm Greek. So apart from Greece, I have been in Germany, Italy, and South Korea. Mm-hmm. Very unique experience. My background is mainly in FMCGs. Mm-hmm. I started my career in IT consulting, but very fast I moved to FMCGs companies, mainly beauty care and beverages. And now I'm in healthcare with Reckitt. And I love to be here.
Well, that's a great start for our discussion, although we'll talk about the challenges, yes? So definitely, you mentioned already one line that Reckitt has in Poland, but actually Reckitt in Poland has 2 lines, if I'm correct. Yes, one is health and the other one is hygiene. So it means actually that you are very close to the consumers, yes? And of course, all these events that I mentioned, first pandemic, now the growing inflation, which of course affects the prices, it very much impact the consumer behavior. So I'm wondering, how do you see the market currently?
The market has changed, and has changed not only today, but the last 4 years, since 2019. So it's a new reality, and every month, every week, actually, we have a new reality, because a lot of things are happening. We are facing a lot of challenges. Cost of energy, cost of logistics, cost of raw materials, also finding talents and retain talents is another challenge that we are facing. But with the right mentality, you can face everything, right? And this is how we are trying to run our business. Mm-hmm.
But that's like the employer perspective. But if you look also on the business sides, about your relations with the customers, the sales of the products, do you think that the market is resilient?
The market is resilient, yes, because what we have seen now is that consumption is back to 2019 levels, which is the last, let's say, normal year. Yes, there is inflation. Prices are going up. We are trying to tackle this through more promotions, deeper promotions, more frequent promotions. I can say that inflation last year in Poland was strong double-digit, 14%. Our strategy is not to move first on price increases. We are monitoring the market. We see what the competition is doing, how the market is evolving, and then we do our moves. And I can say that last year we increased the prices half of the inflation.
Okay. And if you can take, of course, your products are very close to the consumers because most of them are the first needs products, yes? So does it also have an impact, especially that, of course, when the war in Ukraine started, we know that a lot of FMCG products were actually the first one to be also bought by the refugees from Ukraine.
Look, the war in Ukraine was a big shock for all of us, right? Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the war, more than 5 million people from Ukraine joined Poland. Now it's about 1.5, 1.4 million still in Poland. This, of course, has increased the consumption. As Reckitt, immediately after the war started, we did quite a lot of actions. First of all, we changed the reporting lines because Ukraine was reporting to Russia, now it's reporting to Poland. We were the first company that entered a track in Ukraine after the war started, so our actions were very fast. And then our humanitarian support was super, super strong, not only to people that they moved to Poland or to other countries around in Eastern Europe, but also on our colleagues that stayed in Ukraine. And we also send a lot of products. We donated a lot of products and cash to the Red Cross as an organization.
So we are actually naturally moving to the topic that I would like to discuss, because obviously now one of the keys to maybe to answer all those challenges is also the social impact, or maybe the businesses are actually aware of the fact how important their role also is in terms of shaping the societies and impact on the societies. And this is also something that I know Reckitt is also handling with actually very strong brands on the Polish market.
Look, we are working on the ESG space, so we are targeting the goal number 3, which is good health and well-being, right? And this is very close to our heart as Reckitt. Reckitt is very active in social impact. We do have our global strategies, but we are also tackling the local consumer needs, and each country independently developing their own strategies and how they are going to serve the local consumers. So in Poland, we are working through 3 pillars. Through our biggest brands. One is Durex, the other is Strepsils, and the third is Nurofen. With Durex, we are focusing on sexual education, and this is super important because there is no official, let's say, sexual education, governmental sexual education, and this is not only Poland, this is worldwide. And as a brand, we feel the obligation that this is something that we have to do. On Strepsils, we are focusing on antibiotic resistance, a very, very important topic that we will see it in the future, because our immune system is getting used to the antibiotics, and then there will be no drugs that they can cure us. And third, with Nurofen, we are focusing on pain, and because people are overusing painkillers and they don't want to speak about their pain. So these are the areas that we are trying to tackle as a business.
So you held campaigns around these topics, yes, and
we are having a lot of campaigns. We are partnering also with a lot of organizations. With Durex, we are partnering with Ponton and FES. With Strepsils, we are now in communication with the government and some associations on how to move forward with this antibiotic resistance. The same also for Nurofen.
You mentioned ESG, so of course we started with the S, which is very good news, because sometimes I think that E was first. But anyway, let's talk about also environmental challenges that you are facing. Yes, how are you as a company, because you also have a factory. Yes, so it's not only the office around one line, but you have a factory here in Poland. So how are you addressing these topics of energy efficiency, going to net zero?
Look, we have our internal KPIs, which are usually and stricter than any official KPIs, right? So this is global strategies that we are following, not only factor in Poland, but throughout the world, right? So to go to zero emissions, reduce the plastics in our packaging, using lower paper. We have quite tight KPIs from the global teams that we need to meet by 2030.
Okay, and tell me, because of course, you know, in terms of being responsible, there are also other issues. A lot of multinationals that are here in Poland are also named as those who are avoiding to pay taxes. And I know that actually you have a little bit different strategy and actually just opposite strategy. So what are you doing actually as a company also to be responsible in this area?
Exactly. So I can say with certainty that we pay our fair share in taxes. We have an advanced pricing agreement with the Ministry of Finance, and our operating model is fully transparent to the ministry. And I can say to you that in 2021 we paid 80 million of taxes.
When we started talking, you also said about, you know, that among the challenges is also about attracting and retaining the talent. Do you think that you as an employer, addressing all those ESG topics and implementing the strategies and the initiatives that answer those demands, is it also helping you as an employer to be, you know, interesting for your employees? Is it something, because a lot of research shows that the younger generation is actually very much focused on the social impact, on the values, on the purpose-driven businesses?
Look, this is our image, this is our equity to the consumers, right, and especially to the young people. This is what we are doing, and we are trying to communicate through different channels, especially on digital, going to the universities, giving lectures to the young people, make them understand where we are and what we would like to do in these different areas. And it's not only that. So because Reckitt is not only these three social impact actions that we are doing, right? It's about how we treat our employees, how fair we are with our employees. I can say to you that last week we published our pay gender gap report. Poland is one of the countries that has been included in this report, and Reckitt in Poland is one of the best employers on this matter. We treat our employees fairly, and we have a very balanced approach towards genders. And we are very proud that all our actions have those results.
And if you compare Polish market to the other European that you know, any differences, anything that is, something worth mentioning?
Differences.
From your private or your business perspective?
On personal side, I will start with personal side. I see that Polish people are very much into outdoor exercise.
Okay.
I like it very much. I am also, I love to exercise. In the past, I was doing marathons. I did the marathon in Warsaw in September.
Oh, nice.
Now I'm training for triathlon in June. So this is a big difference. So in Greece, Germany, or in Poland, or in Italy, I haven't experienced that. And you have super good infrastructure in Warsaw. Now, in terms of business, more or less we are facing the same challenges. So especially in Europe, there is not such a big difference, right?
So when you are talking about the forecast, for example, like short-term and long perspective, what's on the agenda? What challenges are you expecting, or maybe some stabilization on the market?
Look, we are if nothing will be changed, right? Because also all the external factors now seems to be stable for a while. We see things to be de-escalated, so the cost will go down, inflation will go down, and things will be back to a more standard situation, more normal situation.
So we will again face the new normality, and let's hope that this new normality will stay for us for longer than just 2 weeks.
Let's go back to 2019, where where everything started.
Okay, great. Well, that's a good one-liner for the end of our conversation. Thank you very much, Nikos.
Thank you very much.